Today we're joined by Sara Howard from NovoNutrients to be talking to us about all the things that they're doing for the food industry sector. So, Sarah, welcome. Please tell us a little bit about NovoNutrients and how you're actually contributing to making a circular economy for this sector.
Sure. Novel nutrients, as in the name, creates novel nutrients from CO2. Our only other ingredient is green hydrogen. So essentially we have CO2, green hydrogen, and we produce carbon negative food, essentially. So we focus on animal feed as well as hopefully in the future human grade food. But in the animal sector, the protein situation is in general a huge problem when it comes to footprint, especially plant-based alternative proteins, and in terms of also sustainability of the current feed system, especially in aquaculture, for example, a huge burden. And there has been lots of huge need to change the animal feed and aquaculture feed more sustainable and green and lower the footprint, and that's how we can contribute to that. So essentially we solve two big problems, scarcity of protein and also carbon footprint associated with protein production, which is a huge problem right now, as well as lowering carbon footprint in general, just because we use CO2. And for 2 tons of CO2 that we remove, we create 1 ton of protein. So essentially our product is always carbon negative.
Wow, that is really, really interesting. Essentially, you're taking something that is wasteful and damaging our planet and turning it into something that we really, really, really need and
Precisely.
making it carbon negative. That is incredible. So how did you guys come up with this solution and who's the brains behind it?
One of the founders and our CTO, former CTO, Brian Sefton. The company really started in his garage, and Brian, his sons, friends of ours, and myself, we worked in the garage, literally trying to create these fuel cells, microbial fuel cells, we call them. There's a big story behind that. But Russell also later joined, and he was instrumental as well in the beginning.
Can you give any specific examples of how some of the mentors in the program have helped you really understand that intersection between the business model and your product?
So, as founders, we always assume we probably have heard it all, seen it all, maybe thought about everything, but it's been very humbling actually, because we have come across quite a number of ideas that has come through mentors and discussions and questions, really. We have had very good advice from another mentor that talked about how we should really focus on animal feed, for example, and they gave us some numbers about cattle feed and other type of feed, and we were shocked that we never even knew the problem that we could actually come and solve here. Overall, it's been very useful for us, very helpful to have had all these mentors that gave us all these ideas, which after many years we thought we would have probably, or at least we would have heard it or tried to address it, but we haven't. So it's good. It's really helpful.
Yeah. Always having more brains thinking how to solve a problem is helpful. And, there's a saying, too many cooks in the kitchen. And as long as you know how to manage all the cooks in the kitchen, more cooks is better. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
We do have one last question for you, a bit of a fun question to tie up the interview. We are in Tasmania here. You're coming down in the next few weeks. The demo day's here, and it's down in Launceston. So what is the place that you've eaten at that you would recommend to everyone who's going to come down and see you over the next few weeks?
To be honest, there is a bucket list that I have not visited yet. I absolutely will be, but Banjo's was very much my favorite because of the pies, the selection of pies. Even though I have been living in Australia many years, Australia is one of the countries with the best pies I've ever had. Meat pies or vegetable pies or any sort of exotic pies, like curry pies. I think this place was really amazing.
Thank you so much, Sarah. We really appreciate you talking a little bit about your company and what you guys are doing for the greater economy down here in Tasmania and for the greater purpose of the world to kind of decarbonize and produce protein from CO2 and hydrogen. All very complicated, but very important. Looking forward to Demo Day. We'll see you there.
Thank you so much for your time.